I had to cut the video for a minute. Um, just trying to pick back up on my thought. The book of Job, it really does explain a lot of things for us in life, and our our perspectives in life, according to our life experiences, are will change, and they just do. They just do. And to be honest with you, you're not even maturing until your perspectives are challenged. I don't care if you fresh out of high school, your perspectives will be challenged. I think some of the biggest arguments in the Christian community is about homosexuality and stuff like that. And one thing that I safely can say is that even that has been challenged. A lot of people's perspectives on homosexuality, same sex relationships, um, even younger boys and girls marrying older men and women. Uh, just all these kinds of things are being challenged, or the perspectives are being challenged today. And I've lived long enough to see a lot of different changes, you know, with as far as people's perspectives and judgments and so forth, and even with my own self. I mean, my perspectives have changed. The way I look at things have just changed. The way I judge things have changed. You know, I'm not so quick at judging people, and I haven't been so quick at judging people since my childhood, because I was going through things myself, and I just didn't feel like I was in a place to judge anybody. Hell, I was going through stuff my own self. Wasn't in that kind of a place. So, but all of that stuff has been challenged in my life. So the way that I used to look at things, I don't really look at them like that anymore. As a matter of fact, I really can care less what somebody does or what somebody's sin is, as long as it ain't against me. And the reason I say that is because I really don't have time to be sitting up here trying to judge you and I ain't make you. I didn't create you, nor can I save you. I can't. And I'm not going to sit up here and put on some or mislead you and make you think that I could actually change you, because I can't. That's the truth. Nobody can change you. The only thing people can do is guide you to to your creator, and educate you and help you find education, or educate you so that you can find out what your creator says himself. You can read stories that from people's experiences with their version of what they had experiences with. Because I mean, let's just be real, nobody really writes about anything that they don't experience. No, as a matter of fact, every book that you come across, that book came about because of something somebody experienced, their own personal experience with whatever they had going on. Because it's not likely that you pick up a book, and every book that you pick up, in every chapter it says, according to so and so and so and so, then this happened, and according to this person. No, they're going to use those as bookmarks or footnotes, or as references, so that so they can let you know where they actually got the idea off of. And then they're gonna use that and make it a reference to what they're saying, and to their story, so they can, because it's kind of interesting to come across people's stories that you can relate to. I know it's very easy to think that when we're going through something in life that we're the only ones going through it. It's very easy to think that, but the fact is that that's not even true. As a matter of fact, no matter what you go through in life, no matter how bad it is, you will meet somebody else whose situation is way worse than yours. Way worse. And upon that experience alone, that will humble you right there and make you honestly grateful for what you're going through. I mean, it's weird, but it's real, you know? Well, thank God that, I got what I have and I didn't have to go through that. I hear that a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm one of the people who actually said that on more than one occasion. I think it's just time for us to just sit back. I mean, the more interactions that I have with people that are stressing out and along with me, I just see the distance, the disrespect, the not caring, the absence of love, the absence of patience, the absence of genuine care, just genuine caring people. It's just different, man. It's just different. Before this whole COVID thing hit, and this was when Trump was in office. I remember saying plenty of times that things are getting ready to change, and we are about to experience things that are just going to open up. It's just a lot of things are just going to be open. We're in the age of knowledge. It's you can't help but to know, okay? Because everything is at the tip of your hands now. You don't even need school to see, what's going on in the world today. You can look up basically anything you want to by Googling it, or I mean, before you had to go to the library, you had to really know how to study or whatever. But now you can just Google some things and you can really, some of those things will just come up. And with the social media and everything or whatever, you get real live stories happening right when they're happening, and you can't even deny that it happened because the story is recorded. It's on film. It's evidence. It's hardcore evidence. It's a foundation to history. I mean, it's a record of our history. It's just documented differently now. And to be honest with you, I think it could be, well, let me be honest. Before all this started, before this whole, before the social media and all this stuff started, man, I was like, I'm a real private person. I like my privacy. You know, Today is a little bit different. People are a little, letting it all out and letting too much out to be. I mean, but times are changing. Even people like me are changing. My perspectives on privacy and stuff like that or whatever is changing because everything is open now. There are cameras everywhere. Everybody's recording. Everything is in the open. If you want privacy, you have to be a private person and know how to move around and be private. It's not impossible, but um, it's just the way things are. I think people like me who enjoy their privacy, um, I think the dynamics are going to change. I think all that's going to change. I think people are going to be more open and more transparent. You really have no choice. You know, if you want to deal with people, if you want to come across resources or follow things or anything you decide to do in life, you have to understand what transparent really means. You have to understand that, first of all, I would like to deal with anybody who's talking about, or especially anybody who's called themselves a minister or whatever. I want you to be transparent. I want, when I see a story, I want to be transparent. I want, when somebody's representing something, I want that to be transparent. I want a company that's going to call me and talk to me. Something that really bothers, it just came to my head. Something that really bothers me is when somebody hits me up or DMs me and they're trying to get me to get into something but they can't explain it. That is the most irritating thing ever. Why in the hell would you come to me and offer something to me, but you can't explain it to me? What are we doing here? What's going on? I don't understand. That makes no sense to me. If that ain't the beginning and the end of scam, I don't know what is. Who who just gives out information to any and everybody? Even that is becoming a situation today. I remember back when they were talking about this planting it's supposed to putting some kind of a chip or something in you, and that's supposed to be like the mark of the beast or something like that or whatever. Baby, I don't know how many people can relate to this, but there was actual talk about a chip, and it was supposed to be a mark of the beast. And you were supposed to get this mark, and if you didn't, you were supposed to be siding with the enemy and going to hell. That was your one-way ticket to hell. Well, here it is, 2020, what, 2022? And we're getting to the point to where if you just take a step back and you kind of look at things, in order to properly identify people, now you have to be identified. You have to have all these things just to be identified. Um, I think personally, it's going to have to take a chip or some kind of computerized ordeal, planet or something, because look at all the ways that people are scamming people. Bank accounts, social security numbers, ID numbers. How many times have you lost your identification? How many times has somebody got your identification or a copy of your identification and used your identification, things that you are only supposed to have? As a matter, think about that. When this whole epidemic started and everybody was getting unemployment, there was a lot of people, there was a lot of unemployment fraud going on. And there's a lot of people that actually got away with that stuff. Defrauding on other people's names and stuff like that or whatever. Make a long story short, to kind of get the wraps on all of that stuff, there's a whole lot that's going to have to be done. Video, which is a great thing. Please don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. It's a great thing because it has a marker on, helps us to identify some things, location and actual events and identification purposes. Now especially with business and some documents or whatever online, you have to have a video conference to so you can actually be verified, and all that stuff is necessary. Well, I think it's going to go a step further. That's just my opinion, because during a video, because I do video and photography or whatever, you can put a filter on the video and be something else, I guess. My point is there's going to be a way that things are just changing, man. Things are changing, perspectives are changing, and we're at the point where even though knowledge is right at your fingertips, hey, a lot of old ways are just dying off. A lot of things that were previously judged as wrong are now right. And sorry to say, but these kids coming up now, they're going to have their perspectives are going to be larger. It's just real. It's going to get to the point, in my opinion, it's going to get to the point where ain't nobody going to be judging whether you're a boy or a girl or and all that or whatever, whether you were a woman or a man or whatever. I think the perspectives are just going to open up, and I think that's all across the board. I think Christians is going to have to. I think things are just going to come, just going to turn out differently. It has to. Everything has to change. Old ways have to change. In order for slavery to even be fully addressed, a lot of the those slavery mentalities on both sides, the people that have them, or the families that still hold on to them, they have to disappear. They have to die off. And I'm sorry to say that, but those old ideologies have to die off. It's true. It's just real. And the longer you live, you start to realize that. I think a lot more people are going to be a lot more open-minded and start accepting things and start doing a lot more investigations about things. Right now, you have no choice. Everybody's opinion on, or they're commenting on things and have an opinion about certain things or whatever, which is not a bad thing. Whether they're right or wrong, what I realize and what I'm noticing is that people that are commenting, they're also reading other comments. And that allows them to open up their perspectives. And oftentimes, what I see is a lot of people change their mind, even me. The reason why I think that happens is because, when you start getting people commenting, you get people from all different walks of life with all different kinds of life experiences. And they're only commenting according to their life experience. And when we don't, when we open ourselves up like that, you allow other people to open up their perspectives and think something differently or look at something differently. Yeah, it's true. So we all change. We all change, and we have to. And back, like I said, back over to that book of Job, you got to read that thing every 10 years. I don't care how many times you read in between, but you should be contemplating on that book of Job because it tells you who you are. That's where you find out who you are and why things are happening, who God is, who Satan is. Tells you a whole lot. Now, don't get it twisted and I say that because before you can even understand Job or any other books in the Bible, you first have to start at Genesis. Got to start there. And for all those people who don't believe in Christianity or believe in God or whatever, you know what? I understand. I get it. I understand where you are, and I don't like to force any beliefs on anybody. I really don't. For whatever reason that you have, you know what? I understand. If at all you find yourself listening in, and because maybe you do want to change your perspectives deep down, or maybe you just want to be open and try to learn something else, then you know what? Stay tuned. Because I'm gonna try to break this down, or I'm gonna guide you to some information that might help you. And I'm not into trying to convert anybody to being anything. No, because I've learned in my life is regardless of who you are and where you come from, where your background is, or whatever, you're going to have some kind of meeting with your maker, with your creator. You're going to have some kind of some kind of a meeting with him yourself, and that's just real. Nobody's going to have anything to do with that. It's just going to be that time with you and God. Period. Whoever you decide to call God, that's on you. That's really none of my business. It's really none of my business. But again, if you want to follow on, please do. And I'm hoping and praying that you do learn something to help you, with life and understanding what this book of Job and what I'm talking about. And I say that as a friend. Look here, if you like my content, please comment so that we can have some conversation. Like and subscribe if you'd like so you can see all the videos that I'm posting, okay? Until the next video, peace. Take care of yourself.